What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to come back here. I know it's been a few weeks since I dropped a video, but I am officially back. I just wanted to take some time to make a quick video. I know a few of y'all have asked me how to get started, how to make a brand, clothing brand, and give you the top 10 things I think is most important. And yeah, I'll make it quick, pretty easy for you guys to follow. But yeah, so to get started, top 10 things to start a clothing brand. And if you're new here, my name is David. I run Rent Free. You can find us on Instagram. You can go on our website, shoprentfree.com. We do graphic tees, kind of like the bootleg style, vintage, NBA, movies, music, all that good stuff. So I built it into a pretty good brand, 6 figures, consistently over a few years. Not the biggest, not making a whole crazy ton of money. I don't claim myself as one of the biggest. I do pretty good. So I want to pass on this knowledge to anybody who also is thinking about getting in this. And yeah, just sharing some game. Top 10 things starting right now. Number 10, we're gonna start out from the top and work our way down to 1. So number 10 is having thick skin. Kind of getting into this or doing anything nowadays, it kind of requires you to have tough skin, especially if you're gonna post, start a business, and just put yourself out there. You really have to just lock in and kind of have blinders on, tune everything out, because you're gonna have haters. You're gonna have people who possibly don't think you should be doing this regardless. And that goes with anything, right? If you start anything and people are watching or they're kind of just taking notes and kind of just hating on you, then if you have an ultimate goal, then those people shouldn't matter regardless, right? So get tough skin and handle your business, and yeah, that's number 10. So number 9 is just having patience. So it kind of goes hand in hand with everything. And these first few are just kind of like philosophical things you should be thinking. They're not actually just tangible things you should have to start a brand. And a lot of y'all might know this already anyway, but for those who don't, again, this list is for you. So number 9, just having patience. Your first drop, you might sell 1 or 2 shirts. Next drop, you might sell 3 to 5, but it's really a long game when you think about it. A lot of these brands that you're probably seeing with a lot of success have been doing this for years. I'm on year 3. There's a lot of brands that have been doing this since like 2016 that are like my peers. So I try not to compare, and comparison is a thief of joy. So you really have to lock in, relax, chill, you'll get there. You'll start seeing the success, then you want to repeat that success and keep building on that and keep building. So number 9 is patience. And before we get to number 8, it's funny because when I'm making this kind of video, it's like I'm trying to talk to like a younger version of me from like a while ago who wanted to start something. I didn't know what I wanted to start, but I had some ideas in my head. Always been an artistic person, but yeah, this is actually me talking to myself, just trying to make sure that that's how I'm coming across to y'all. Number 8 is consistency over perfection. It's gonna be a long game. You have to just stay consistent, have consistent drops. Just stay patient with those drops and just keep putting your work out there. How many times have we seen a brand that pops up out of nowhere and you look at maybe you'll find their Instagram in 2026, but they haven't posted since like 2023. I know people have stuff going on, but for me, my number 1 rule was I never wanted to start something that I was not gonna finish. If you're gonna be successful, it's gonna take a little longer than the timeline you have in your head to see success. So keep at it, stay consistent, and yeah, that's number 8. So I want to change it up a little bit. So these are the more tangible aspects of what you'll need on the list, and we'll start out with we're on 7? Yeah, we're on 7. So 7 is the storefront. The storefront is, obviously you need somewhere to sell your shirts, right? Or sell your products. I use Shopify. A lot of smaller brands use Shopify as well. It's just really good. It's really integrated with a lot of apps. So Shopify would probably be your best bet. I know they usually have like a month free, a month or 2 free. So it's really easy to get started there. You can do Etsy. I'm not sure about their fees. You can even do something like Instagram DMs. So look into the storefront. Mind you, this does not have to be perfect up front. brands that are bigger than mine have like just the simple storefronts, right? So you just want your storefront, you want to make it as easy as possible, straightforward. Do your research on Shopify. And number 6 is design tools. So this is probably one of the bigger, I guess, the parts of the list, because design to y'all is everything, right? To everybody, really. When you first look at it or think about a clothing brand, you think about the design. So that doesn't mean that your first designs have to be perfection. It doesn't mean that you have to hit it out the ballpark on your first design. So just relax on having to make that design perfect. So when you think about it, you think about Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, even some of y'all probably use Canva, which is totally fine. And we're strictly talking, from my experience, I'm strictly talking graphic tees. So what I did, I taught myself how to use Photoshop. And that kind of helped me launch myself into what I actually wanted to do. So I taught myself Photoshop on YouTube, and from there, the ball kind of got rolling. My first few designs were terrible. If I'm looking back at them now, they were trash. I'll show y'all a picture of them right now. So designs kept getting better. I kept practicing. I kept working on my craft. So you don't have to be the designer. You can have an image in your head, or you can figure out what you want and give it to a manufacturer and have them figure out exactly what you need. So, just hire somebody to use Photoshop or Illustrator or Canva and have, some help. So there's lots of resources out there that you can utilize. List, which is a blank supplier. So whether you call it a blank supplier or your manufacturer, depending on whatever you're doing. There are a lot of companies out there, just to mention a few: Shaka, which is what we use, LA Apparel, the Gildans of the world. Whatever you want to do, or whatever you want to put your designs on, whichever blanks you want to use, definitely you have to look into that and do your research there. So for a Shaka or for an LA Apparel, you can actually sign up for a wholesale site. So you can get more shirts for less money, for wholesale pricing. Usually you'll have to come with an LLC, so you have to have your business and all your documents and paperwork intact before you're able to do that. But yeah, you're gonna have to find blank suppliers, find out which blanks work for you, get some samples of some, which is what I did. I went through a long flyer list that I had, and I actually tested blanks for a while. I had a lot of just blank shirts coming in, and I just wanted to test myself. Wear them a few times, wash them. I still have some to this day. I think I have one on right now, actually. And yeah, use which ones you want to represent your brand. Again, I'm strictly talking for shirts specifically. There are a multitude of custom, you can get your blanks cut and sewn, customized overseas with manufacturers as well. That's all on, again, do your homework with Alibaba, find a manufacturer, get a sample in, and say, hey, I want 2,000 of these shirts that last me for a few months, and go from there. So from blank suppliers, then you'll go into either your manufacturer, and that's number 4 on the list. Is that number 4? Are we at 4? I have a list right here. So yes, number 4 is your manufacturer or your fulfillment partner. So depending on how your business goes, you either want somebody to fulfill your product for you, or they make your product and ship it to you, then you ship to your customers. My business model is I have a fulfillment partner in Houston on the back end of my website, so he can see all my orders as they come through. And as they come through, he will print the shirt, pack the shipment, and ship the product to the customer directly to them. So I don't have to carry any inventory on me. I know that I get that question a lot. Hey, do you all have, a storefront, or do you all carry shirts on you? Most of the time, no, we do not carry shirts. They're usually print to demand or print on demand. So as your order comes, we'll print that shirt and ship it to you within the next few days through our DTG printer. And we go from there. So I know a lot of customers, or a lot of businesses in general, they have different ways of doing it. I think the very popular method now is limited drops. And that's a whole nother conversation. But that is number 4 for your fulfillment partner or manufacturer, whoever you're using. Make sure you have a good one that you trust, depending on whatever option you want to go with, and you go from there. So that is it for 10 through 4. Now we'll go into 3, 2, and 1, which are very important as well. Yes, so on to number 3. And I'm sorry I keep changing that. I'm trying to get used to this YouTube thing, so I'm literally trying new angles, so bear with me. But number 3 on the list is your drop strategy. So as we've talked about with your consistency, you also need to have a strategy when you do drop. So for me, for instance, I try to drop my graphic tees around cultural moments. So whether it's the NCAA, March Madness, I'll probably have a drop for that. NBA playoffs, stuff like that, album releases. That's specifically for me and my graphic tees. For you, you're gonna wanna have to tie some of these, like say if you're not doing graphic tees, you wanna do just jackets, or you wanna do a whole clothing brand of your specific moments, you're gonna wanna have a drop strategy to why that's important for you and why you're dropping right now. And it doesn't have to be every time. Specifically for me, I don't have a strategy every single time. It doesn't have to tie to something happening in the world every single time. But I wish I did, because that hooks the audience even more. I saw a really good example of this recently with Sergio Calabasas for the Super Bowl. And I think he dropped for the halftime show was Bad Bunny. And as much as controversy was around that Super Bowl halftime show, he nailed the design, nailed the timing window, and I think his product went viral. I saw his post getting like crazy love. So shout out to him. I always mention him on this channel. It's just somebody who I envy them, but in a good way, right? I try to take what he brings to the game and incorporate it within my brand. So I hope you all have that kind of peer that you look at. It's like, damn, they're killing shit. Let me see if I can keep up. So yeah, that's a good example of a drop strategy in real time that actually worked out for for a brand. So that's number 3. And number 2 is know your customer. I know this sounds a lot more vague and just basic than it sounds, but knowing your customer is probably one of the biggest things to get you more sales. Obviously, you have to know their age range, what they're into, everything about that, because it really makes the brand, right? So in my specific experience, I made shirts that I liked, and I really did designs that I felt connected to. But I think I had to branch out as well based on my audience and what they wanted. So I can't keep making the same designs that I want, that I only would wear, but I have to make designs that they would want. I had to do a little research into who my audience is, who my customer is. So knowing your customer is honestly like a cheat code, because if you're just putting out designs and you're wondering why it's not, why customers aren't buying it or anything like that, it's probably because you're not speaking to them. You're not giving them what they actually want. So that's number 2. And last but not least, number 1, and you should probably already have this in the back of your mind regardless, and you should probably already know this before you even touch or open Photoshop or look at a blank or look at a storefront. It's your niche, your identity. That's number 1. What does this brand say about you as an individual? What story do you want to tell? What do you want people to feel when they put on your blank or your product? Think about it for a minute. If you don't have that down, you probably should just wait until you actually get that off the ground, or at least an idea of it, and then refine it later. Because that's your direction. That's exactly where you want to go with this thing. So for instance, I'll give y'all my story really quickly before I let y'all go. When I wanted to start this, I was in the thrift stores like crazy. I love the thought of 90s Bulls, nostalgic pieces, starter jackets, Nutmeg, all those brands. And I would go thrifting to find them. At one point I had like my own resale shop that I was just thrifting, finding nice pieces and reselling them on the internet. If I didn't have that, then I was just keeping them to myself. So I had a love for that nostalgic piece already and knew what it looked like for a good thrift item or a good 90s shirt or a good 90s jacket. That's what brought me to create Rent Free. That's a story you should probably have in the back of your head why you wanted to create your brand. And yeah, man, and go get it. So I said, I just wanted this to be a quick video for y'all. Top 10 things you should probably have if you want to start a brand, or you should have if you want to start a brand. I'm here. If y'all have any questions, I love to talk about stuff like this, or at least my experiences. That's kind of why I wanted to create a YouTube channel, to kind of get these experiences going, what I've been through in the last 4 or 5 years of doing this. It took some learning along the way, and if I can give y'all some of the tips I didn't have to kind of skip a lot of these steps, I'll definitely give it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Follow us on IG. Hit the website, I don't know, whatever you need. Hit my email if you have any questions. Hit the comments if you have any questions. And yeah, give me some more ideas on what type of videos y'all want to see and what I can do more on my end to help y'all out. And we can go from there. All right, man. Peace.